to all of you about a simple lifestyle that can help you to lose weight and revert your diabetes. I know today I'll be talking for about 15 minutes. It will be sensitizing you about the lifestyle. And if you visit my YouTube channel, Dr. Dixit Lifestyle, or my website, drdixitlifestyle.org, you will get many lectures and you can go through all those lectures later. I'll be here up to evening. So if any diabetic patient or obese patient wants to talk to me, I'll be very happy to help. So you know that obesity and diabetes are lifestyle disorders, and they have resulted because of our deranged lifestyle. And if the disease has happened because of deranged lifestyle, the solution also should be improving lifestyle. It cannot be medicines. And if we principally accept this, then we have to try lifestyle to tackle these problems. And I'm very happy that with the blessings of Rivet Daji, we are initiating obesity and diabetes free Kanha campaign. And I'm grateful to Dr. Kishore of Kanha Medical Center for taking initiative in this, and he will be guiding all of you at Kanha. I dedicate this lecture to my mentor, late Dr. Shrikant Jiskar, because of whom I started myself this lifestyle and got benefit. Now every third person in India is having abdominal obesity. And it's a very common problem that we feel that if somebody is having a belly, then only he is healthy. So it's very common that we find. Similarly, diabetes, if you look at diabetes, type 2 diabetes, 11.5% people in India above the age of 20 years are diabetics. 15% are pre-diabetics. 24% have hypertension. So you can understand how much sick society we are. 12 crore diabetics in the country, half of them don't know they have diabetes. So the major flaw in our understanding of diabetes, if I ask somebody what is diabetes, he will say that my sugar is more, so I am diabetic. But sugar is the result, and the cause behind it is a hormone called insulin. If you don't have insulin in your body, you will get type 1 diabetes. The diabetes happens in childhood, diagnosed in childhood, and this child may eat 10 kg of food every day, but he will not put even a single gram, because insulin is required to put on weight, to put on fat. So if you don't have insulin, you are type 1 diabetic. If you have too much of insulin, but it is not working properly, you get type 2 diabetes. And I am very sure many people sitting here would be having diabetes, and they got it at 40, 50, 60 years of age. That is type 2 diabetes. Unfortunately, most of the people are having type 2. Out of 100 diabetics, 96, 97% people are type 2 diabetics. So if insulin is the cause, we must understand about insulin. And there is a term called hyperinsulinemia, that means raised level of insulin. Our pancreas, there is a gland called pancreas in our body, and the beta cells of pancreas produce insulin. If the insulin is more, technically it is called as hyperinsulinemia, and it is bad for health. It will cause weight gain, it will cause fat deposition, it will cause increased blood pressure, it will increase your bad cholesterol, it will increase chance of getting heart attacks, it will cause insulin resistance, it will cause PCOD, PCOS in women, resulting into infertility. And it will result into type 2 diabetes. It will also result into some cancers. So in the world, all the doctors agree that having more insulin in body is bad. All of us know that. If it is insulin that is causing problem, the principle behind this lifestyle is if your insulin is more, you become obese, you get insulin resistance, and then type 2 diabetes. So the converse of it, that if you can reduce your insulin level, you will lose weight, you lose your fat, you will become insulin sensitive, and your diabetes will get reverted. If it is about insulin that is causing all the problem, let us understand how it is secreted in our bodies. So I told you that it is the pancreas, the beta cells of pancreas secrete insulin. But there are two ways in which it is secreted. One is called as baseline secretion. And by that I mean 24 hours, your pancreas would go on secreting small amounts of insulin. And that amount is about 18 to 32 units per day. And the peculiarity of the secretion is it is involuntary in nature. Means you don't have any control over it. It will happen. It is necessary for your survival. The second mechanism or second way of insulin secretion is every time you will eat, you will secrete insulin. With every eating episode, you will secrete insulin. And it is expected that out of the total insulin that you require in a day, 50% should come by baseline and 50% by your eating episodes. And the insulin that is secreted because of eating episodes has three peculiarities. One, that every time you will eat, you will secrete a particular amount of insulin, which is different for different people. So 4 people given one apple of 100 gram, one may secrete 5 units, other may secrete 10 units, third may secrete 15 units. So it is different for different people. Second peculiarity is it is independent of the quantity of food consumed. And whether you eat less or more, you will secrete similar amount of insulin. And third peculiarity is because it's a cyclical process. And once your body will utilize the raw material, it will take 55 minutes more to recollect all those raw materials. So you secrete insulin, then you will not secrete it for the next 55 minutes. So this is in short about insulin secretion. Now what is the function of insulin? Insulin is a conserving hormone. Insulin is a hormone that will store energy in your body. It will store fat in your body. It is responsible to utilize the end products of digestion. Now whatever food items we eat, ultimately we are eating only 3 food items or food constituents, and that is carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Now after digestion, carbohydrates are converted to glucose, proteins are converted to amino acids and fats are converted to fatty acids. And insulin is responsible to utilize these end products of digestion. Your bodies are made up of crores of cells, and every cell requires energy to function and survive. And if you add up the energy requirement of all the cells, it is your energy requirement. And we say on an average you require about 2000 calories. And how do you get these calories? You have 2 legitimate fuels to burn. One is glucose. If you burn 1 gram of glucose, you get 4 calories. The other fuel is fatty acid. So if you burn 1 gram of fatty acid, you get 9 calories. So by burning fatty acid, you get 2.25 times more calories than burning glucose. And that's why all the cells of the body are happy burning fatty acids. But in these 2 fuels, there is a priority. Because glucose cannot be stored indefinitely, it must be used first. So when in blood there is glucose, fatty acid will not be touched. So that is the priority. Now, what is the function of insulin? When the glucose is in the blood, the glucose, you will feel that the blood circulates in the body. And so what should happen? Glucose in the blood should go to the cells and cells should use it. But there is a problem. Because on every cell there is a lock, technically called as insulin receptor. So unless and until these receptor locks are opened, glucose cannot go to the cells. So the first function of insulin is to open the receptor locks. It is the key that opens the receptor locks and makes glucose go to the cells. Now the glucose will go to the cells would utilize it. But because of our diets, we eat a lot of carbohydrates, 80-85% carbohydrates. There is almost a flood of glucose in blood after digestion. So once the cell's requirement is over and still there is more glucose, insulin converts that extra glucose into a substance called glycogen and stores in your liver. And you can store about 100 grams of glycogen in the liver. And the purpose of storing glycogen is, suppose your meal time is 9 in the morning and you don't get anything to eat. Now for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, though you don't eat, your brain is working, kidneys are working, heart is working, so they require energy. At that time, body will take out 100 grams of glycogen, break it down and give you 400 calories. That's why nature has made provision to store glycogen. So these are 2 functions of insulin. But the third function of insulin is very important. After these 2 functions are over, and if still there is more glucose, which is normally there because of our diets, insulin will convert that extra glucose into fatty acids and stored in your body as fats. So you don't have to eat oil, ghee or butter to become obese. You can very well do it by eating idli, rice and chapati. Because the glucose present in the wheat, rice, jawar is converted to fats. So we have reached the first aspect of the principle that more insulin makes you obese. More insulin causes weight gain. Now how it causes insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes? Let us understand it. For that we have to go back to the history of human beings. And when human beings came on earth, we were living in jungles like any other animal. And we lived in jungles for 6 lakh years. That's quite a long time. Last 10,000 years, we are out of jungle. Out of that, 6,000-7,000 years, we know agriculture. So when you're in your jungle, what you're eating? No rice, no chapati, no idli. But these are all new things. So like any other animal, you were killing animals and eating. That was the only thing you knew that time. And you want to kill the animal, you have to run behind the animal. The animal won't come to you at 8:30 in the morning and say, boss, your breakfast time. Nature is not very kind, it's very cruel. So you will run behind the animal, not only run, but run faster than that animal. And even if you kill the animal, you should be lucky. Otherwise, a tiger or lion will follow you. And you have to run away. If that is the situation of your day-to-day eating, can you have the luxury of a bed tea and breakfast and fruits and ice cream and whatnot? Impossible. It is difficult to get food. If you get it today, next time you are not aware when you will get it again. It may be 15, 20, 30 days later. Sometimes you may not get it, you will die. That was the reality of life. So our physiological cycle was feasting and fasting. Whenever you get food to eat, eat as much as possible. You require 2000 calories, take 4000 calories. Insulin will convert that extra 2000 calories into fats and store in the body. And when you don't get anything to eat, burn that fat. That's how our cycle continued. So our cells and bodies are designed for starvation and not for overeating. So if you look at today, people dying because of starvation, you find 100 times more people who die because of overeating and eating wrong food. So for cells, insulin is a guest because it comes when you eat and you don't know when you will get that opportunity to eat. So if the guest doesn't behave like a guest, now in our day-to-day life, from morning till night, people go on eating. And with every eating episode, whether it is a cup of tea with sugar, or it is an apple, or it is 2 chapatis and rice and vegetable, you secrete similar amounts of insulin. So without your knowledge, suppose you are secreting 5 units of insulin every time you eat, and you eat 15 times in a day, you are secreting 75 units of insulin. And you require only 18 to 32 units. So this extra insulin has no moksha. It will irritate the cells. So the cells will try to protect themselves from this extra insulin. They change their shape. In simple language, the insulin receptor also changes shape. The lock gets damaged. And so the insulin key now cannot work. So the person who was secreting 5 units of insulin, because of the locks getting damaged, brain will make it 10 units. Then it will make 15, 20, 30 units like that. This is called as development of insulin resistance. And at the end, what will happen is your blood will have a lot of insulin, lot of glucose. But now resistance has increased so much so that glucose cannot go to the cells. It is trapped in the bloodstream and passed through the urine. And because there is so much glucose in the blood, body cannot utilize the second legitimate fuel, that is fatty acids. So it cannot use glucose, it cannot use fatty acid. It resorts to the third fuel, that is amino acids, which is in proteins, which is present in the muscles. Using proteins or amino acids and energy is like mortgaging your house. Nobody will do it happily. It is out of compulsion. So you lose weight, you lose muscles, you go to the doctor, and then your fasting sugar is 300, post-lunch is 400, HbA1c is 8, 9, 10, and then we label you as type 2 diabetes. So what you understood, that weight gain, insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes are the milestones on the same highway. And the trigger behind all this is raised level of insulin. Now once we know that it is the raised level of insulin that is causing all the problems, then the simple solution would be reduce your insulin level. And now you know how it is secreted. Can you do anything about the baseline secretion? You cannot do anything about it because it is involuntary. But can you do something about your eating episodes? It is in your hands. So what you will do from tomorrow? Eat less or eat less times? I am sure you will eat less times. Then it's very easy to understand the lifestyle. What is the advice in the lifestyle? First advice, eat twice when you are really hungry. It can be any 2 times, there can be any gap between the 2 meals. Finish your meal in 55 minutes. I am not telling you to eat for 55 minutes, but you have to finish within 55 minutes. Reduce carbohydrates, increase proteins in your diet. I will giving you a food sequence, and if you follow that, you will get it enough. And very important, even if you are a non-diabetic, avoid sugars and sweets as much as possible. If you are a diabetic, completely stop it. This is advice about diet. With that, you have to go for exercise, walk 4.5 kilometers, or cycle 12 to 15 kilometers, or do Surya Namaskar 45 at a stretch. So this is the simple lifestyle which will help you. This lifestyle is not to be followed by children below 18 years of age, pregnant and lactating mothers till the baby is 9 months old, and patients of type 1 diabetes. Type 2 diabetics should definitely follow. You have to follow the protocol. You have to meet Dr. Kishore or you can meet me. And if you follow the protocol, I can guarantee you, all the diabetics who are sitting here, if you follow what my advice, in the next year, I will stop medicines in at least 50% of all the diabetics. Is there any support to what I am saying? Ayurveda says, Dvau kal bhunjita, means eat twice when you are really hungry. Ayurveda says the way you lit Agnihotra twice in a day. Similarly, eat twice when your Jaఠaragni is at its peak. In Vedas it is written, if you eat twice, you get the punya of fasting. In Jainism, there is a concept called Basana. Basana is Be Asan. Sit twice and eat twice, that is advice. Gautam Buddha told to followers that if you want to be healthy, skip dinner, because he was a yogi. What is written in Mahabharata? The one who eats once gets health, the one who will eat twice gets strength, one who will eat thrice will get disease, and one who will eat 4 times will definitely die. These are our religious books. We read, we don't understand. And this saying, this is there in all languages. The saints have said that if you eat once, you are a yogi. If you eat twice, you are a bhogi like all of us. And if you eat thrice, you are a... All of you know this. It's not rocket science. And in Kannada, they are saying that if you eat 4 times, then 4 people will carry you. Now, what to eat in this lifestyle? For that, you must know whether you are a diabetic or pre-diabetic or non-diabetic. And for that, we require 2 tests to be done. One is called HbA1c, that is 3 months average blood glucose. Up to 5.6 is normal. 5.7 to 6.4 is pre-diabetic. 6.5 onwards is diabetic. And the second test is fasting insulin, not sugar. So fasting insulin up to 10 is normal, more than 10 is pre-diabetic. So in that context, if you are a non-diabetic, you can start your meal with nuts, fruits, dry fruits or sweet dish. The sweet dish is bad. You can take it once in a while because you are a non-diabetic. Followed by a bowl of salad. It means if you cut a medium-sized cucumber and tomato, that much amount of salad you should eat. Then you can eat a bowl of sprouts. And if you are taking non-veg, you can take 2 boiled eggs. And then after that, you can eat all food items that you get to eat. You can have enough food. No need to starve yourself. If you are a pre-diabetic diabetic, start your meal with 4 almonds and 4 walnuts or a half fistful of groundnuts. Soak it overnight and start with that. Followed by a bowl of salad like the non-diabetic. But you cannot take carrot and beet, that increases blood sugar. Then you take bowl of sprout. Then you take all other food items that you want to eat. But no fruits and no sweets for diabetics and pre-diabetics. And sweet, I mean sugar, jaggery, honey and sugar substitutes. Now, if you are hungry in between 2 meals, if you are a non-diabetic, what you can take? You can take water, you can take thin homemade buttermilk, take 2 spoons of curd and make 200 ml of buttermilk. You can also take plain green tea, black coffee without any flavor. You can even take coffee or tea with 25% milk. Do not add sugar, jaggery, honey or sugar substitute that. These items you can take as many times as you want, as much as you want, no restriction. Even you can drink tender coconut water once in a day. Don't eat the pulp in your meal time. You can even take 1 tomato in a day. Understand, best is water. If you are a pre-diabetic and diabetic, you can take only water, thin homemade buttermilk and plain green tea, black coffee without any flavor, without adding sugar, jaggery, honey and sugar substitutes. So other 3 items, tea, coffee with 25% milk, tender coconut water once in a day and tomato once in a day are not allowed for pre-diabetics and diabetics. Now if you follow the lifestyle, you will get 4 objective improvements. Objective means you can demonstrate it. So you will lose weight, how much? You will lose about 6.8 kg in 6 months. You lose your belly, about 1.5 inches in 6 months. Your HbA1c will go down and your fasting insulin will go down. So out of 100 years of your life, give me 3 months. Tomorrow measure all these parameters. Follow what I said for 3 months. Again measure the parameters. If you really get all the benefit that I am saying, trust your own experience and make it a lifestyle. This campaign started in 2013. What we learned? We learned that diabetes in the country is underdiagnosed because mostly we do it with blood sugars. And diabetes is over-treated because it's a lifestyle disorder. And if you recollect your experience when you diagnosed to have diabetes, I'm very sure you have started medicine the same day when you diagnosed to have diabetes. All guidelines say that follow lifestyle for 3 months. But the lifestyle that is suggested today is small frequent meals and exercise, and the small frequent meals have spoiled the world. So if you reduce your eating frequency, you will benefit. If you start the medicine late, you have better chance of diabetes reversal. If your blood sugar goes down, it's a good sign that we have to reduce your medicines. Weight loss is not prerequisite to improve your diabetes. There are many success stories, many examples. I will not go into details of that. What success we got in the campaign? We reached 43 countries with lakhs of followers. And we run 25 diabetes reversal counseling centers in India. One of them at Surat, Madgaon, Belgaon, and others are in Maharashtra. This campaign is absolutely free of cost. We don't take a single rupee from any of the patients. This was December 2019 when Modi ji invited me for those lectures, and we met. And he gave me almost 15 minutes, and I offered the books. And these books, Effortless Weight Loss and others, would be there available soon in the bookstore of Kanha. So he watched it, and after 5 months, the journalist asked him, the news came in Dainik Bhaskar, and they asked Modi ji, what is your diet plan? And the answer given was, the heading of the news is, PM Modi ka diet plan, दिन में 2 बार भोजन, हर बार 55 मिनट में पूरा करते हैं खाना. So possibly the Prime Minister also follows this lifestyle. So these are the books which are there, which you will be getting soon in the bookstore. There is a YouTube channel called Dr. Dixit Lifestyle. I request all of you to go to the channel so that there are about more than 400 videos which are there. And it will create a hope in the minds of diabetics and obese people that yes, with lifestyle they can revert it. You can help us. What do I expect from you? Very important. Don't trust me. Trust your own experience. And to get experience, you must experiment. Experience doesn't come out of reading books. The same with heartfulness meditation. That unless and until you do it, you test it, you cannot understand. So do it. And if you get the benefit, make it a lifestyle. Why I am telling all this? I am traveling 250 kilometers on an average for last 10 years. They're talking about this. Why I am doing all this? Because I know I have something that helps people of this country. And if it is so, and if I am not going, then it is a social crime that I am doing. In this country, there are 12 crore diabetics. Half of them don't know they are diabetes. 50% of amputation legs happen on diabetics. 50% people losing eyesight is because of diabetes. Even if you take a tablet like metformin 500 milligram twice a day, you spend 300 rupees a month. And 70% of India's households even don't have income of 5,000 rupees a month. Imagine a middle class family where a 55 years old man, breadwinning member of the family, we cut his leg because of diabetes and he will be on the bed and survives for 15 years. What will happen to the family? That middle class family will become a below poverty line family. In this dark scenario, somebody is telling you a lifestyle that is free, doesn't require doctor, expert, machine, powder. It is supported not only by Ayurveda, Veds, saints, tradition, culture of this country, but also supported by modern medicine. Not only that it will cause weight loss, but it will prevent diabetes. If you have diabetes, it will revert diabetes. It will help in prevention of cancers. Then I think as a responsible citizen of this country, it is our duty to give it a try. I am not saying trust, but give it a try. And if it works, make it a lifestyle. Join this campaign, because this campaign doesn't belong to me or my mentor, late Dr. Jiskar, or my 150 coordinators who work with me. It is a campaign of all of us, because we want to lead a life full of health without medicines. And very important thing that I feel blessed with Divet Daji giving this opportunity, that we want that everybody who comes to Kanha